hi guys, welcome once again. So now let's talk about what are the communication techniques that you should use while dealing with learners. Okay. So clarity and consciousness. Business communication should be clear and to the point. You need to avoid jargons. Jargons are typically technical words that are used in a specific industry. A lot of time, probably learners are not aware about any specific jargons, so avoid using them. Over complex language, it will be a little complex, of course, but probably not at your level. Don't start using all of those phrases until you taught them. Okay, until you've made them practice that enough. Otherwise, they'll be bored initially. They'll be like, oh my God, is it what we need to do? And they will not be able to comprehend with it at all. It will confuse them big time. Okay, structured message. Okay, your messages, whatever you're going to deliver in the class, just make them structured in the sense that let them know about the introduction of the class, as in what's going to be today's agenda, and then the main points that we are going to discuss. Specifically, they need to know what are you going to deliver on daily basis. Okay, and at the end you can conclude it all when you are ending the class. Okay, then active listening. Actively listen to others when they are speaking. In adult learning, a lot of time it happens that we tend not to listen to them because we try to empower them. It happens. Okay, a lot of time it may happen, but because when you're dealing with kids, they don't talk too much. Okay, teaching or dealing with kids may be a lot easier in comparison to dealing with adult learners, specifically adult professional learners. Okay, actively listen to others when they are speaking. This means giving your full attention and asking clarifying questions, showing that you understand and you value them. Okay, whatever inputs they are giving, because never forget that they are already working in an environment, they are business professionals. Okay, so they may have a lot of understanding and knowledge about scenarios, about a lot of things that may also help you in creating their role play and giving them their scenarios in a role play, or to give them better perspective about saying something. So when they are saying something, you can listen to them actively and you can give them some alternative to talk. Okay, some alternative words to talk, that now you said this, in spite of saying this, try and say this, it will be more effective. Okay, it makes them feel that you are really valuing them and you are a very good teacher, you're listening to them patiently. Okay, politeness and diplomacy. Diplomacy doesn't go really well with adult learners, but politeness and respectful language, definitely it goes. Okay, because that's the only way that you can teach any adult learner. Your tone should be positive. You should never make someone feel that this person doesn't know much, because they all are going to be at different level. Their educational background can certainly be different. Their learning curves can definitely be different. They can be at different level of language proficiency. So maintaining a positive and professional tone in your communication, whether it is written, you're writing an email to someone, you're writing a report about someone, you're giving feedbacks, whatever it is, you're building your rapport. Until you build your rapport with them, you can't teach them. Okay. Appropriate language. Choose language that is suitable for the context and the audience. Avoid slang. Slang is just, it should just be avoided. Even in the countries wherein slangs are used a lot, like America, not to forget. Okay, slangs are still informal expressions, not to be used in professional word at all. Cultural sensitivity. Okay, then not to forget, a lot of time we are so much into our own culture, which is very common and natural, because that's where we've been raised. Okay, so we can be, I mean, I have come across a lot of such scenarios wherein people have felt bad about their cultural differences, and they took it to their heart. Okay, that it's a very sensitive issue. It can be. Okay, so don't feel bad if someone is just not able to understand your culture. Probably you are also not able to understand their culture, and the things that are very common to them may not be common to us or to common to some other culture. So you need to just adapt, you need to just learn that this is nothing uncommon, this is just how they are. It's a diversified culture. At the end, everybody is from different background. Non-verbal communication. Okay, pay attention to your body language, how you talk, how you walk, your facial expressions. At times people feel offended. Again, It may vary from culture to culture also. A lot of time people from different cultures, they really don't like a lot of facial expressions that they may feel offended about it, that probably you're making fun of them or their culture or their appearance. Okay, so please be mindful about your facial expressions, gestures. Non-verbal cues are, they can convey a lot of things. So it should only show your confidence and your engagement with your learners. Articulation and pronunciation, of course, you're teaching, so your articulation and pronunciation matters a lot because that's the way the students are learning. So speak clearly and articulate your words properly. I hope you know the meaning of articulation, otherwise you can certainly learn about it. Articulation is like, when you're opening your jaw, when you're talking, so you're articulating a word clearly and properly. Good pronunciation enhances your overall communication. Vocabulary choices, select vocabulary that is relevant to the topic and the audience. Okay, so which clearly means that choose, even if you have to make a few phrases, few points in your syllabus, if you want to add it, you can add it as per the business. You will definitely find every business may have different choices of words and vocabulary. So select those vocabulary that is and use it in the class so that they can also learn, and they can also use that while they're dealing, in day-to-day work, uh, environment. Avoid using overly complex words that might not be familiar to everybody. Visual aids, while giving presentations or explaining complex concepts, use visual aids. You can use slides, charts. Writing theory is just at times doesn't help people, but if you just like you're trying to show the differences of two different cultures, okay, or the spelling difference of, let's suppose, US and UK English. So if you create a chart, if you create that comparison bar or graphs, it just engages the audience much better in comparison to when they are just reading theory. Also keep talking to them, keep asking them about, this is just a personal suggestion, that this happens a lot with adult learners. You need to really keep them engaged. That's the biggest challenge that you will ever face. Keep talking to them, keep asking them about their experiences at different places. Okay, and keep observing their language, keep correcting that. This makes the class really interactive. Asking questions, as I said, so you can ask questions from, don't ask close-ended questions that just gets over in yes and no. Okay, ask them anything to gather more information about them, to gather more what they want to know, also to gather how exactly they're liking the class or not, what exactly they want more in the class. Okay, encourage certain discussions amongst themselves so that you can then make pointers that who was talking what, and then you can make corrections. This is a better and the best way, I would say, to teach. Summarizing and paraphrasing, summarize key points at the end, and after any discussion, ensure everybody is on the same page, they all are learning. Paraphrasing shows that you've actively engaged and you understood what was said. Empathy and understanding, show empathy and understanding when dealing with colleagues, clients, partners. This helps build trust and stronger relationships. So empathy and understanding, not probably for you, but you got to teach this to your learners. Okay, that a lot of time they come up with this idea that they're only learning a language, but no, learning business English shows a lot in terms of your overall personality, your overall behavior with your colleagues, with your partners, with your clients. So it's just not only about words that you are saying out of your mouth. It's about your overall body language. It's about how you deal with people. It's about how well you are able to manage a situation. So it includes everything. Okay, effective email communication. Okay, if you are emailing to students, or if your students, of course, in business perspective, if they need to email, how effective email communication works. Okay, subject line, the importance of subject line, then the content has to be short and crisp. You can't write essays in email, so probably you need to help them in you need to help them in writing effective email communication. That's also a communication technique. Effective meetings, if they are having a meeting, how they can make it more effective. Okay, or how you can also make it more effective. by clarifying the agenda of the meeting should always be clear, encouraging participation from all the attendees. A lot of time, a few people are just sitting and listening. Probably they're not able to understand anything and they just sit and listen, no input at all. Okay, and keep the discussion focused and productive. This can be done in a role play also, that there is a role play meeting can be arranged, and you can encourage participation from everybody. Then negotiation skills. Okay, you need to develop their negotiation skills as well. So for that, you will find specific business English terminologies to use, and critical thinking, that also needs to be taught. Okay, and a good I would say listening skill is also needed, so that you can be very patient and you can listen to the other party and the perspective of the other party, and what proposal the other party is giving, and how you can counter that, if you agree to that or not. If you do not agree, how to put across your terms and conditions effectively. That's negotiation, right? So how you're going to close the deal, which should be a win-win situation. Okay. Adapting to different mediums. Different communication mediums require different techniques. For example, written communication might require more attention to detail. Okay, while spoken communication in meetings might prioritize active listening and contributions from everybody. So adapting to different mediums means when somebody is writing report, writing emails, it may require detailing, like reports. Writing reports require a lot of detailing. Email is very to the point, not, you don't write an essay, but it is always to the point, what exactly someone is asking, and you're just answering that. While somebody is speaking, speaking is always a two-way thing, right? So you need to first of all listen and then respond. Okay, so these are all the communication techniques that you need to master in business English. And this can, significantly, of course, enhances your ability to convey your ideas and collaborate effectively and succeed in professional environment. So this is how you need to develop communication techniques in your learners. All right. So next, I'm going to meet you in the next module.